Okay, what did I get at the 301 sale this year? Well, in no particular order. This crockery bean pot, I guess, has some interesting etching on the bottom. But I only paid $1 for that. It's gotta be 100 years old. And this brass kettle, paid only $1 for that as well. Then this bird figurine, paid $1 for that as well. And this brass deer, I paid $1 for that as well, and I've already got it at $7 in my shop. I bought this, I don't even know exactly what it is other than some kind of seashell, but it was really interesting for $1 in this giant sand dollar. I got this milk bottle. These are fairly common. A bottle of milk is a bottle of health. I only bought it because it was only $1.50. It says NC approved. I don't remember that saying that on the other ones I found. So that's kind of interesting. And the other ones I found were all the medium size and the small size. I don't think I ever dug up a quart one. So for $1.50 I thought that was a good deal. Alright, I'm kind of into old fishing lures too, and that Rapala with the metal lip on it is from the early 70s. I remember in 1980 I was collecting lures already, and those were already very old, already hard to get in 1980. So I actually paid $4 for that. And this one is a jitterbug, which there's a popular group on Facebook dedicated just to jitterbug collecting. And this is a weird one. It's a long, skinny one. It says jitter stick, but it definitely has a Fred Arbogast name embossed on it. So I don't know if that one is considered a rare one, because I look at this jitterbug group and I don't remember ever seeing one of these. So that might be a good one. Of course, it's not as good as a wooden one. I couldn't get a wooden one even in 1980 either. Okay, I also got this camera for $5. I haven't even looked at it. I just know it's a Nikon. And of course, Nikon is the Mercedes of cameras. The third best camera brand. Or should I say the best camera brand for the normal use, other than Hasselblad and Leica, which are $1,000 to $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000 cameras. Maybe I should have looked at it harder, because this being out like that, something seems kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem right. I don't know if it works. I know I used to use a Nikon similar to this, but it was like a 1980 model. So I'll have to do a little bit more investigating to make sure this one even works. But for $5, I thought it was a gamble that was worth taking. I got one antique book just for the heck of it, because it was only $1. So hopefully I'll be able to get $5 to $10 for it. Okay, I bought a bunch of dinosaurs, but not at this sale. It's just that since I was listing a bunch of these, I was just listing all these on eBay and researching them. And I only paid $1 a piece for them. And I ended up selling the best one for $25. And it was very similar to this. It was a different brand. It was Jurassic Park brand that sold for $25. But this one is actually nicer. It's constructed better, but brand name means a lot, so I don't know if I'll get $25 for that or not, but I only paid $2.50 for it. Or should I say I paid $5 for two of these, and they're nice big ones. So this is about the size of the one I just sold for $25. Oh, I just noticed that. Pull down his arm and it makes a noise and his mouth opens. So for $2.50 a piece for these, I'll definitely make some money on those, because these are Tyrannosaurus Rexes, which is the most popular dinosaur there is. If anybody's gonna have just one dinosaur, then this is the one they want. Okay, I also bought this. Not sure what that is, but for $1, I couldn't pass it up. It's definitely antique and has a mark on the bottom, so it's got to be worth at least $5. Alright, I also bought this 10-ounce embossed Coke, which are fairly rare, probably about 100 times as rare as the 6.5-ounce Cokes are. And this one actually has the city name embossed. It has Wilmington, North Carolina embossed on the bottom, which is also very rare to find a city name embossed on these 10-ounces. So for $1.50, that was a good deal. Okay, I just gambled on these because, well, the first thing I ever collected in my entire life was Slurpee cups from 1973 and 74. And these are similar to those. Of course, these are twice as big and twice as modern. But I got the whole stack for $1. I'm not really into sports, but I figured I'd take a chance on these for $1. What the heck? I didn't even go through them when I was purchasing them. There was another stack also. If I'd have known there was going to be 3 of the same guy, then I certainly wouldn't have bought them. But anyway, $1 is $1. Barely worth anything these days. Okay, I went up to this one booth and the guy said, "Well, what you looking for?" And I said, "Well, this, that, the next thing in old magazines." And he said, "Oh, I happen to have some old magazines. They're hidden under this table because they're Playboys." But he had this one, I don't know what this is, Marvel? I don't know, but this is totally a different kind of thing than the other things. Okay, I looked at these magazines and said, damn, they're in terrible condition. Just terrible. But it was just the first few. Just the first few are literally wrecked. I might just have to cut the ads out of this, because they're definitely too rough to sell, so I'll use these as cutters, as I say. Yeah, that's totally wrecked. It's too bad, because that's a nice picture. And this one, also, the top of it is disintegrated somehow. So that's it. 4 bad ones. Well, maybe 5 bad ones. Yeah, that one's pretty rough too. Okay, and this one is also sort of ruined, but I think I can get away with selling that one. Okay, we got a 1964. That's older than I thought they were. That's probably the oldest one. Well, this is a 64 too, I recognize that. I only collect 54 to 64 for my own personal collection, but of course the ones from the 50s are nearly impossible to get. Even 35 years ago, I had a hard time getting the older ones. Another 1964. These are thick. There must be close to 300 pages in that one. So much paper. That's what somebody told me about these. They said, there's just so much paper. Meaning that they're common because Playboy in the 60s and 70s was so famous that they made millions of them. That one's pretty ratty. Well, you get the idea. So I got 25 of them for $20, so I figured that was a pretty good deal. Okay, I also got a file just because it was nice condition. It's not a Nicholson or anything like that, at least I don't think it is. It was only $1, so files are my favorite tools. Okay, I got this nice pair of gloves. These look like a pair of gloves that would cost like $15 or $16. And I got them for only $1, so I thought that was a great deal. Okay, a guy had a bunch of straight-sided Cokes, which was kind of surprising, but they were all kind of beat up and damaged, and this one has a big chip out of the base, and it's a super common one. They made these for a long time too, but it's a good looking bottle nevertheless. I paid $10 for it. I'll have to tumble it and repair that chip, but just in case I don't have one of these in my collection, I might actually put this one in my collection. Okay, I've been watching a number of videos lately on YouTube about physical media is superior to streaming services now because they're charging so much for the services that people are switching back to DVDs and Blu-rays. So I thought, well, okay, I'll pick up some of those. Not necessarily to watch, but for resale purposes. Anyway, I got 11 of them for $10. And a lot of them are Blu-rays, which are much better than a DVD. This one is actually in a metal case. So that's got to be worth some money. Certainly more than $1. Okay, enough of those. Now let's get into some antiques. I did quite well with bottles this year. I mean, I was telling everybody I think it's going to be terrible this year because every year it gets worse and worse and worse, because when I first started 10 years ago, I figured, well, all these people are going to be selling for the first time. They're going to be selling stuff that hasn't been picked over. But every year the same people sell and the stuff gets picked over more and more each time, and so I just assumed that everything was going to be picked over and be lousy this year. But I did quite amazing. Well, at least I bought a lot of stuff. Okay. I bought this. Okay, this guy had 5 what looks like a coffin flask, but they look like they're from England, of course. And I'm not too into England bottles, but he agreed to sell me all 5 of them for $10. I couldn't pass these up for $2 each. I have no idea what they're worth. I told him, are these even real? They're so clean, I can't even tell if these are truly antique or reproduced. But I'm pretty sure they gotta be real, especially this big one. This one has a different embossing, but the other ones, the other 4 are exactly the same. Royal Hotel. That's nice. I gotta research to find out what these are worth, but I think I did pretty good on those. Okay, now to the American bottles. This is just a Christmas Coke. It's from the big city of Durham, but the woman said, oh, I know what that is. I know what I have here. So she implied that she knew how good it was, but she said, how much will you give me for it? And I said, $3. Okay, now here is the highlight of the whole entire event. This is from Selma, the town that I live in. It's purple, it's blown in a mold. Has two little tiny dings on it. But I was able to get this for only $35. It could be worth $135. So that's going in my collection, and I'm happy to get it. Okay, and now I have a milk bottle. It's a very common one from Leaksville, but it was only $2, so I figured, what the heck, I'll get it. Okay, then from the same guy that sold me that purple soda, I got one of these celery caffeine. These are fairly rare, especially this size. It's like a 5.5 incher. I paid $10 for that. I don't know what it's worth, but it's got to be worth more than that. Okay, and then this one I got for $2 also. 1 minute cough cure. Needs a bit of cleaning up, but certainly it's got to be worth $12. Okay, I bought 10 bottles from this person for the unbelievably low price of $2. That's right. They're selling 5 bottles for $1. Let's have a look at them. Of course, there's nothing absolutely amazing here, but certainly some interesting things. Okay, first one is a mother's friend. I have never seen one like this. I have never seen a mother's friend. There was a screw top shaped like this with these indentions in it. So that's surprising because this looks like about 1939, 1940, and I dig a lot of bottles from that time period, so I'm surprised I never found one of these. So I'm going to put a value of about $6 on that one. And it only costed me 20 cents. Okay, next we have Absorbine Junior, which is usually a junky bottle, but this one is actually blown in a mold, which will turn sun purple, so that's why I got it. It's got to be worth $5 after I turn it purple anyway. Okay, then we got this milk bottle. It just says store bottle 5 cents, but it's nice and clean. It's from Massachusetts, obviously, but for 20 cents, can't go wrong with that. Next we have a nursing bottle, but the reason I got this one is because it's actually turning sun purple. There's a little bit of purple tint going on already. That's kind of unusual, so I will continue to turn it purple. Okay, next, is this real depression glass or uranium glass? I can't even tell, but when she said she would take 20 cents each for them, I thought, oh my god. I mean, these lids could be original. These could be from 1937. I'll have to put a black light on those and see, but I'm pretty sure they gotta be original. Even if they're fake, for 20 cents, hell, I'll buy them. Okay, next we have a triangular bottle embossed from the caulk company, which generally makes dental caulk. But how could this one be dental caulking if it's 5 times as big as a normal one? I don't know, but for 20 cents I'll definitely like it. Okay, next, another embossed milk bottle. Millville, New Jersey. Well, New Jersey bottles aren't very good, especially if they're from the 30s or early 40s, but for 20 cents, I can't go wrong. Okay, now we have another one. Hicks Capudine. I find plenty of these, but the fact that it only costed me 20 cents and it's blown in a mold. I mean, technically on eBay they could go for $10. Last but not least, Ramon's Nerve and Bone Oil. I've never even seen one of these before. So, that was a good score. Next, I don't know if you want to watch this. This is just clothing. Okay, I bought these shirts for $1 a piece. Just because I needed some new shirts because I'm tired of wearing the same ones year after year. So, he had a number of Harley Davidson shirts that looked like they were in nice shape. And this one, I don't know what the heck is up with this one. Lucky Charms. I just thought it was, maybe I could sell it on eBay for $10. Okay, got a Real Tree t-shirt. Nice thin material for these hot days. It gets up to 100 degrees. And another Harley Davidson shirt. And another Harley shirt. And a shirt about fishing. I just wanted to have a different color. And I like fishing. Even though I haven't been fishing for years, I used to be obsessed with fishing. Enough with the clothes. Let's get on to some more bottles. Okay, I also found a bunch of jars that were surprisingly cheap. I mean, glass lidded ones, embossed, for $1. I couldn't pass up those, so I bought every one she had. There's one particularly rare one here. I don't even have one of these in my collection. McDonald New Perfect Seal. I have never even seen one of these. It was only $1. It might be worth as much as 20. And these small size ones were only 75 cents. So obviously I bought all those. There was only 5 small ones, and then the big size, well, I call them the medium size. There was a whole bunch more of those. I got a whole nother box full of them. So I'm not going to show you all of them because you don't need to see all of them because they were all $1 a piece. Okay, now this one is what I paid the most for. I just felt obligated to buy something from this guy because he gave me such a good deal on some other bottles, which I'll get to in a moment. This is a Darlington, South Carolina Pepsi. I paid $50 for this. That might be top dollar for it, so it's going in my collection anyway, so it doesn't matter if I paid full retail. But I got all these other ones for $25. He asked $50 at first, but then I kept on insisting that they weren't worth that much. So what do we got here? We got a straight-sided Coke, machine made. It's from Norfolk, Virginia, which is about the most common one in the entire country, and the embossing's not even sharp and it's all scuzzy. So that's why I only wanted to pay $2 a piece for them. Although after I tumble it, I'll probably get 15. Okay, we got a Gingera. These bottles are really dusty. I don't know what happened. Okay, this one has a little ding in it. And it is from Norfolk, Virginia as well. But it's blown in the mold. So I figure it's got to be worth at least $10 after I clean it up. Then we got a purple blown in the mold Crown Tops beer bottle from Port Jervis, New Jersey. Well, I don't really like New Jersey bottles, but the fact that it's sun purple already is pretty nice. Okay, this one is from Emporia, Virginia. I used to have people coming over on a regular basis asking for bottles from Emporia. I haven't had any of them in the last year though, but it needs a lot of cleaning, but I think it'll be worth maybe as much as $20 after I clean it up. Okay, we have another Coca-Cola straight-sided 1915 era. This one is from Birmingham, Alabama. A very common city to have one from, but I'll buy them all day long for $2. Okay, now here's an interesting one. From New Jersey, which isn't too good, but it's just a weird looking slug plate. I've never seen anything like it. Might be old enough to turn purple, but probably not. It's a late slug plate from 1918 or 1919. Okay, a Mountain Dew, but this is the one with the Tobacco Festival 1979 information on it. So these sometimes sell for $10, but this one has some caseware, so probably $8. Okay, now this is the one. This is probably the best bottle in here. Cola Company. At first I thought, whoa, a straight-sided Coke that's turning purple, that's a tall, thin one. But it tricked me because it uses the same type style as Coca-Cola, but it's really just Cola Company. It is from Birmingham, but I don't have one of these. I'm obviously going to turn this one purple, but that might take 1,000 days. Okay, we got a New Burn Peptonic. No, Peptone. Has a tremendous amount of caseware on it, but for $2 I figured I'd get it. I haven't found one of these in quite a while. Okay, next, a straight-sided Coke. A straight-sided Coke from Columbia, South Carolina. It's got a lot of wear on it. It's even got a crack in it. But it's about a 1908 or 1909 bottle, so I figured, what the heck. And then we have a Mitchie. Is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Sometimes these turn purple actually, but this one doesn't even have any purple tint at all, so I might only be able to get $7 or $8 out of that one. Okay, this one is a new grape of the figure 8 style. It is from Goldsboro, North Carolina, which, if you watch my videos, I talk about Goldsboro bottles quite often being very popular. So I might get $10 or $12 for that. Okay, now this one is a fairly common bottle. It's from Columbus, Georgia, from the Chiro Cola Bottling Company. But the fact that it's turning sun purple is really unusual. The fact that it's turning purple makes me like it a lot. I'm going to turn it more darker purple by putting it out on the roof for the next 100 days. Okay. I just bought one of these a couple weeks ago. It's from Kinston, North Carolina. And I've dug that town about 60 days over 12 or 13 years. And I never have found one of these. So to find two of them within a month is kind of unusual. But both of them have a little bit of damage. Has a little crack there. Anyway, for $2, I figure it's probably worth $20. And last but not least, it's a circa 1900, maybe even 1890s because it's so crude. And it's going to turn sun purple as well. A pickle jar, 125 years old for $2. And here's yet another one of these flasks from England. I'm assuming it's England. It's not American, I know that. It's got an odd shape and an odd color and an odd top as well. But for $2, I just can't get enough of these kind of things. Okay, we're coming to the end. Okay, I got these things for $1. A carnival glass, green drinking glass. If that's an original one from the 40s, then that's a good deal for sure. Okay, I got this for $1. I don't know the marks on the bottoms of these very well, but it looks like a quality piece. An ashtray from probably the 30s or early 40s for $1. And I also got another one. Okay, what else do we get? I also got these corral. I don't know much about this kind of stuff, but you had a stack of these. They almost feel like they're plastic, but they also feel kind of like they're glass. It's an odd combination where it feels half glass and half plastic, and I can't figure that out, but they gotta be glass. Here's a couple more. I don't know why just one of them is this color and 4 of them are the blue and white pattern. All 5 of those for $1. I know I can make money on those. And last but not least, I don't know, but a martini glass? Yeah, $2 on it, but since I bought so many things from him, I said, well, you give me $1 off. So I got that for $1. Okay, here's a few more things I picked up for only $1 each. I actually looked these up on eBay and some of them go for like $22. Okay, I picked up this for $1. And last but not least, an ashtray. Somewhere it was for sale at $4, but I guess I got tired of trying to sell it. But I definitely think it's worth $4, so I'm going to leave that on there. I actually contemplated not going this year because I thought it would be so bad, but I was surprised that it was quite successful. Well, I suppose this is tied for the best year ever. But I did go early. I mean, I left at 6:30 both Friday and Saturday. I went one direction, 22 miles. And then the next day, I went 22 miles in the opposite direction. So, until next week. Well, I shouldn't say until next week because for the last 3 months, I've been putting videos on twice a week. Every Wednesday morning and every Sunday morning. And I'm going to continue to do that for 6 months at least. So, until next 3.5 days.